Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about two dismissive avoidants in a relationship together. So this was a question I had from one of the members inside of our school, who basically said like they noticed that they were trying to get a relationship started with another dismissive avoidant, but kept feeling like the ball wasn't rolling, like the momentum wasn't building, and they kept finding it fizzle out, and they were really wondering what to say to get that dynamic back on track. So I'm making a video about it here, and I'm also going to add it. We're just about to film the communication script course for this month, which I'm super excited about. So our two courses for July are going to be a script about all about communication, your body language, your tone, how to get really truly seen, heard, understood, and not just from a perspective of principles and processes, but literally we're going to go through and model out how to communicate very specific things. You know, you're getting your needs met from different attachment styles, actually feeling like you're heard when there's a challenge or a problem, expressing your feelings when something doesn't feel right or when you're triggered, and specific frameworks to use that will really dramatically increase your chances at success. So very excited for that. And then our other course for this month is about overcoming loneliness and the science of deep connection with others, and how to actually regulate loneliness and remove painful core wounds that could be creating loneliness, as well as behavioral and emotional patterns at the subconscious level. So if you want to dive into all of that, the coupon code is with you. It's all one word. It's 25% off membership bundles, 3, 6, 9 months, etc., as well as single course purchases. So I'll put a little link in the description box below, as well as in this video specifically. So let's talk about this. Two dismissive avoidants in a relationship together. So first and foremost, I, over the years, have probably seen thousands upon thousands of people. I've done a lot of live workshops, a lot of live events with large groups of people, a tremendous amount of in-person client sessions, like 40, 50, sometimes 60 clients a week for years. And then I've done, of course, a whole bunch of work online and through the school and worked with so many different people. And to this day, I have not seen two true dismissive avoidants get in a relationship together that's monogamous and it stay and last. And I'm not saying this to discourage anybody. Like if you're interested in somebody dismissive avoidant, you know, that's one thing, right? But I think the reason for this is that two true dismissive avoidants, there isn't enough vulnerability in the relationship dynamic or connection to really get the momentum going. I've seen dismissive avoidants, two of them being like true DAs who go on like dates and for breakfast and lunch and dinner, and both clearly have feelings for one another, but then nobody makes the first move and eventually it kind of fizzles. I've seen people who are secure with some dismissive avoidant as their secondary attachment style be in a lasting relationship with another dismissive avoidant. I've seen fearful avoidants leaning quite dismissive who end up in another relationship with a DA. And I've seen people who have dismissive avoidant tendencies, after being with another true dismissive avoidant for years and years, if nobody did the work, sometimes both of those people then present as both being quite dismissive avoidant in their romantic relationships years later. And often these two people are sort of cohabitating more like roommates than anything else. So the message here that I want you to know before I dive in terms of like what to say and what to do, the message that I really want you to know is that for this to get moving, what's basically required is that somebody becomes secure. Okay, you're not going to like repattern and reprogram your attachment style into something not secure. You're not going to try to become anxious instead or fearful avoidant. Like you're going to try to become secure as quickly as possible. And in doing this and acting like a secure person, you're consciously doing the work to get the ball rolling. And you're, as a result of repeating that over time and breaking through things over time, that I'll give you some go-tos for what to do in this video, you will then be the person who's acting more secure, and then with dismissive avoidant edges perhaps, and then as you keep doing the work, you'll become evolved into a fully secure person, as long as you do show up, as long as you are consistent in relationship to yourself, and as long as you follow a few key points here. So some really important places to start off with for what this means or what to do is it's really important for you to be able to show up and like actually have the conversations. So this means like start by showing up vulnerably. And you can do this through exposure response work over time, like in little tiny incremental doses. And exposure work basically gets you to communicate your feelings, say what you're experiencing, express it, and do it in little incremental doses. So you might start by expressing your interests. Then you might start by expressing your feelings when you start to have them. You might start by expressing some of your fears and your more personal characteristics. You might start by expressing your intentions of what you're wanting to create in a relationship dynamic. And as you go through that and do that consistently over time, you're basically opening yourself emotionally and presenting emotional availability to the other person. And this is really important to be able to do. So that's part one. Part two, you really want to break through your core wounds. This is even arguably first, because in order to feel comfortable in vulnerability, you really have to overcome the core wound that I am defective or something's wrong with me, which is a direct relationship to the emotion of shame. And often individuals who feel this way experience a lot of feelings of shame. And then you don't want to be vulnerable when you feel like if you're truly seen and heard, you're shameful, right? So this is really important to do work on reprogramming. Another really important core wound is this idea or concept that you were unsafe when you're vulnerable, right? That makes it also very difficult to practice vulnerability. You can do exposure work and you can get yourself out there and you can overcome it that way too. But ideally, you really want to be sort of connecting these things together. Some other really important components of acting more secure: expressing your feelings in terms of just like what you're emotionally experiencing on a day-to-day basis, which starts in relationship to self, and also learning to receive your needs from others, expressing your needs from a person, receiving those needs. Because healthy interdependency requires meeting others' needs and expressing your needs, and being able to do both of those things, as well as being able to express your own needs to yourself and meet your needs yourself. Literally all four of those corners are required to be in that framework of healthy interdependency, because you're not overly reliant on one and you're not completely avoiding one either. And this is really important to like any human being who's secure. So those are some really important places to start. Definitely do the work. I know this is a student who asked us in the school. Keep doing the work inside of the school. I think you're just getting started in here, and so welcome, and I'm happy to have you. And start with the courses, do the belief reprogramming work ASAP, and then start doing these exposure things in the meantime. And I would look at the situation as, wow, this might give me that extra motivation that I need to really show up differently and feel inspired to do so. And at the same time, if the person isn't showing up in a way that's, sort of like pitching back what I'm throwing, and there isn't like a back and forth taking place, and obviously I know, you know what, I'm doing the work, I'm showing up, but maybe this isn't the healthiest and best relationship for me, and it's okay to walk away from that too. And so I would really target doing work on self, allowing yourself to receive and have needs, and communicate your expectations to somebody else vulnerably, do all those things. And together, if those all take place, you have a great chance at success in this relationship dynamic, as long as the other person is willing to do the work as well. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're getting a lot of value out of this video and out of this channel, and I will see you in the next video.